Hello, everyone. This is Merle Singer, the Relationship Miracle Worker, and guess what? This is Thursday, noontime in California. Noontime. I don't know. Let me know what time it is where you are, but here we are with Merle's Pearls. That's Relationship Miracle Worker. I have pearls of wisdom. Yes. And today's topic, I need to give you a little background. I've been married over 50 years to the same person, and happily, as a matter of fact. There was that year around year 19 that was a bit of a pistol in that I really wanted to shoot him. But that's a story for another time. We managed to figure all that out. And figuring that out is the wisdom that I gained and want to share with other people. So today's topic it's a holiday project and it's called listening. How about, I know you're not encountering as many people as you would like to, but for all the people that you encounter during this holiday weekend, maybe just for the weekend, okay? Listen to what they say and see if there's one thing that you didn't know that you can learn just by listening. So that first person is your mother, your son or your daughter, your father, your partner, somebody. It's either somebody that lives with you in your house, or maybe it isn't. Maybe you live by yourself. Maybe it just came to me. Maybe who you're listening to is your dog. Well, I listen to my cat, and I actually do kind of chill enough to pay attention to her. And sometimes I get a sense of how she feels, especially if I pull her tail too much and she gets annoyed. So take time out to listen. Maybe, just maybe the first person you should listen to is yourself. Because we kind of think that the thoughts we think are, that they just happen to us. But not so. You actually have control over what you think. So if you don't like what you're thinking, you can say, that's it. I'm not going to think that. I know you're saying you sound ridiculous. No, I don't. I might sound funny, but I'm not ridiculous. Really, you can control what you think, which means you can control what you don't think. So what am I saying? I'm saying, if here you are, you're being very intentional, as I've asked, because if we're going to listen, we should start listening to ourselves first. And when we listen to ourselves, maybe we hear that we're complaining a lot. Maybe we hear that we're not happy. Or maybe we're telling ourselves that we're not happy. And I want to say, maybe we're telling ourselves that we're not happy, because I have a friend who complains a lot. And it's not true that she's not happy. She is happy. She's happily married. She she's retired, so she doesn't have to worry about not having a job during COVID. She has a lovely home. She has animals, pets that she loves. So she's happy, but she complains a lot. I say, don't you be like this person. Pay attention, because she doesn't. I think some of her complaints are to be funny. I think ironic. But I think a lot of people that complain just complain. And if that's you, notice it. And every time you complain, say, yes, that was true, or that's true until now, but this is how I'm going to change it, or it really isn't true. So what could that be? I'm really not unhappy. I mean, because if I'm unhappy, then I want to change things. Okay, then let's talk here. You're unhappy? What are you going to change? I'm telling you, one of the first things you can change is your mood and your thoughts. And I want to tell you that the most successful people are the happy people. Because a lot of times people think, oh, I have to be successful and then I'll be happy. But that's not true. It's not a destination. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is a style of living. Happiness is a technique that you use to live your life. So, here you are. The first person you listen to is yourself. Okay? And now how can you shift yourself? Okay, I'm not going to be unhappy. I'm not going to say those negative things. What am I going to say? Well, we're going to say, I have a project. And you can I talk to myself out loud, so feel free. Just make sure there's not too many people around that don't know you well. And say to yourself, what, I already forgot my train of thought. That's how you need to be intentional about what you think. If you're not happy, just stop and forget what you were going to say. There you go. But listening, if you, having listened to yourself and realize, okay, I want to think some different things, start thinking about things that are in your life that you are happy about, or think about people, anybody, people. Maybe it's the people that you haven't gone home to. Maybe it's the people. I have 2 mega Christmas parties that I go to every year, and one is I do drive there, but I could walk there, and the other one, well, this year she moved like I don't even know, a desert hot spring. She moved somewhere in the desert. I miss those parties. I miss them. I miss those people. It's the people I miss. And as a matter of fact, because of that, what am I going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have a list, a short list, maybe 3 people that I'm going to call or text after. No, I'm going to have lunch after this. And then I'm going to call those people because it will make me happy. And I think it will make them happy. So that's, pay attention to yourself. Listen to yourself. And then make the moves. Be intentional about who else you're going to listen to. Who are you going to call and hear what they have to say, and learn one thing. When you learn one thing that you didn't know before, the only important thing about that is that then you know that you're actually listening. Because have you ever noticed yourself or other people that will listen and they almost interrupt if they don't actually interrupt? So that's not paying attention. You want to be able to listen long enough without making it remind you of something you want to say that will fit in perfectly here, and listen to them and see what is it that they're saying. And the only way you know you're really listening is if you learn something you didn't know before. That's And if you can do that a couple of times this weekend, you know what's going to happen? If you listen long enough to learn something about somebody that you didn't already know, you're having a good enough conversation with them that you're making them feel good. You're respecting them, that you're interested in them. And if you make someone else feel good today, tomorrow, I'm telling you, it's got to make you feel good. Isn't it interesting how gregarious, how social a being we human beings are? We are not meant to be hermits, which is the part that's so hard about this year. It's, oh my God, I'm not meant to be a hermit. I'm meant to go out and have a Christmas party. But we can still meet that need, maybe not as grandiosely as we do when we're able to go to all these parties, but we can on a one-to-one basis. You may even try this with the person you're living with. For those of you that are living with someone, if you have children, it may be listening to your kids long enough to learn something you didn't know before about them. And it's amazing. The people we live and care about the most, there are things we don't know. And they're not, scary things. They're just interesting. That they like this kind of music. You didn't know that. Or they always wish they could be a drummer. I wanted to be a drummer. I wanted to have drums anyway. My mother said, no, not, you can have the piano, no drums. But, so we all have these stories that we can learn about the people around us. And when we do that, we make them feel good, and we meet this need in ourselves to be connected. So what I'm saying is that connection is not something that happens to you. It's something you create. If you want to be connected, you have to start connecting. And the place you start connecting is one at a time. Just listen. Have a conversation and listen. Maybe it's with the old lady next door at a distance. Maybe it's the paper boy. No, they come way too early in the morning for me. But the mailman. So pay attention to the people that are around you. Engage them in enough of a conversation to learn one new thing about them. And what does that do? It puts the attention on other people. It makes you active and engaged with other people and caring. If you're going to learn something new, you really have to pay attention. That's it. We're such wonderful beings as human beings. We're so flawed. We're so not perfect. So it makes me think about in January, we're having the Magic and Science of Love course again. 3 important things to learn in order to meet the perfect partner for you. So what made me think of it is you can have a perfect partner, but not a perfect person as a partner, because you're not perfect and I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Part of what we're supposed to learn in this world is to accept that we're not perfect and love ourselves imperfectly. Doesn't mean you don't try to be perfect, but here where we're at right here, we're okay. And that means all the other people in your life that aren't perfect either, they're where they need to be right now. if you can get that and think about it, and think about who you're going to talk to and what you're going to learn from somebody else, it creates a mood and energy about you that helps us go through this adventure, this COVID adventure. Because it's not anything we planned for. It's not anything we expected. Some of it's horrible. Some of it's just so inconvenient and annoying. But we're going to be in the history books because this is historic. So that's it. That's all I have to say for now. I'm going to go have lunch. See you next week. And get ready. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, do we really want to do resolutions? Or maybe we'll just pick one thing. Maybe have one plan. Maybe one big plan. How to have that plan and work back from it. I don't want to figure that out now because we're going to talk about it next week. And don't forget to tune in an hour early, too, for Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patty. I don't know what that topic is yet. Okay? Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever your happy holidays. And if it's not a holiday of yours, happy not holiday. But have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.